Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Broad Stipe. And it's a film called Mulberry Street from 2006. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, out of the blueness, rankings lists, whatever it may be, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is a film that I've actually seen before, and I thought sucked, and I still think sucks, because there's something here, but it's wasted. And that's what gets me mad a bit more at times, is wasted potential. Because this is one of those films that was the 8 films to die for, the After Dark Fest, which they definitely don't do that anymore. Because to be honest, a lot of them were horrible or forgettable. Oh, here's 8 films for a festival, and most of them weren't worth a pot to piss in. The one I truly enjoyed was The Deaths of Ian Stone. No, there was another one. I think Lake Mungo, which is it's found footage, but it's done in an interesting way. It's also done like a documentary. Like Lake Mungo was I think that's one of them, and that was a good one. And The Deaths of Ian Stone was a very intriguing story. Butterfly Effect 3, I remember not hating and liking more than the second one, but I don't know. Maybe it was an off day. I don't know. But Mulberry Street is take 28 days later, but instead of just zombies, they're rat zombies. Rat zombies. Exactly. Rat zombies. And looking into this, I didn't realize the director of this would go on to direct Cold in July. Jim Mickle. He also did a film called Stakeland. But I like Cold in July. Cold in July is a very good independent film that's got Don Johnson in it, and Sam Shepard, and, oh god, what's his name? The star of that show, Dexter. He's the star of that movie. Cold in July is a pretty damn decent independent film. Well filmed, great music. And I'm like, why can't that direction, why even storytelling, be featured in this film? But hey, maybe you just say he learned, he got better, so that's commendable. But this takes place in New York, and it stars Nick Damici. That's another thing. I'm like, oh wait, I know this guy. He was the star of Late Phases, the werewolf film where it's about a blind veteran that gets put into a retirement home, and he realizes that in this community there's a werewolf. So you have this blind veteran trying to seek out who this werewolf could be, defend himself. And Nick Damici, he was the star, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He was in this, and he does a good job here. He was a former boxer, and that's the thing about the film, is the first 30 minutes does a decent job of character development. Because you have him, who's a nice guy, he's trying to be helpful to his the other tenants of this apartment building. There's this other guy. Yeah, he happens to be a gay and black, but that's just it. There's no forcing of any agendas. It's just, oh, just a guy who's a friend who happens to be gay and black. And there's nothing else. It just, that's it. Again, no forcing agendas. It's just the characters being who they are. Nothing more or less. Now, there's some older guys, one who needs one of those things to help his lungs. One of those things with a tank on the side. There's this other woman who has a teenage kid, and Nick Damici and this woman maybe could have a potential thing and fling possible. Also, Nick Damici's daughter is a soldier who is coming home, and she's on her way home, and then all this shit happens where rats are carrying this disease and bites people, and the people it bites they become zombies, but at the same time, zombies in the vein of 20 days later, infected, but they get like rat features. And there's a part of me that went, really? It's a bunch of splinters? Everyone's turned into Splinter, Master Splinter? Call the Ninja Turtles, or call the Ghostbusters, or whatever the fuck. But maybe if it wasn't for the nauseating, and I repeat, nauseating, handheld camera work. I know 28 Days Later did that. And I wouldn't say I'm a fan of that camera work. But then 28 Days Later was able to overcome it for me because I was still... It carried those characters throughout to a satisfying conclusion. I know some people don't like the third act. I do like the third act 28 Days Later. With the whole military and what happens with that and the way it ends. It didn't shit the bed on the ending. This completely shit the bed on the ending, and it's kind of like the cherry on top of the shit cake. Or the shit sundae, I should say. You get decent acting and character development, but this nauseating camera work isn't helping. And also, 20 Days Later, I know it sounds stupid because I love Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. That's about, a rat, bat type of creature. But just rat mutants, it just, you say that, it just almost makes me want to laugh. And again, maybe, I don't know if it was handled a different way or just, even compared to that, or even a film like Feast, which is another good creature feature, compared to 20 Days Later Feast, even this still felt too herky-jerky, even more so than those films. The music didn't do anything for me. Apparently my stomach felt the same way. Shut up, stomach, because it's rumbling. And I'm pausing a lot because I'm trying to remember what happened, because after a bit, it kind of just... They're in the building. And that's another thing, like 20 Days Later, you're on this... but you're on this journey on the road. Different locations, different spots, a bit more expansive. Or a film like Feast, it's just more crazy with this, twists and not sure who's going to live or die, and actually a bit more of a clever script than some people give credit to, and yes, the over-the-top gore. This doesn't, even if you're going for that, this doesn't really have that. Most of the time, you're just learning things from the TV broadcast. And it sucks because, again, the characters are developed in a decent manner compared to these other low-budget horror movies. And hey, you get like Nick Damici's Fort Boxer punching some of these fuckers out, but like I said, even for, compared to those films I mentioned, to repeat one last time, the camera work is just way too herky-jerky, way too nauseating. And it's kind of like we got the concept and we got the first half. Now we don't know what to do for the second half. Because, spoiler alert, like I said, they're in the building. They don't know what to do. The girl Nick Damici likes goes off and tries to find her at this bar. Does find her at the bar. They get out of the bar. Oh, there's his daughter. Right at the nick of time passing by. As soon as they get in, the lady that Damici took all this time to save gets pulled out. They try back to the building. They try to hide out. Character development is pretty much stopped. There's no bits of conversation. There's no bits of an ongoing plot. It's kind of like at a standstill. This guy that they caught earlier goes into the walls like a rat. I guess this is spoilers. Two of the older guys, they're trying to escape, but they can't, and they get killed. And before one of them with the tape makes an explosion, and you get a really cheap looking explosion, really bad looking explosion. That doesn't help things when you see the cheapness of it. Some people get dragged away, and then you get to the rooftop, and it's Nick Damici, the one lady's teen son, and Nick Damici's daughter. They fight a couple, and Nick Damici finds out he's been bit on the neck, and there's his buddy, the gay guy. So he knows you don't turn. So he takes the guy. They both go off the rooftop. And then they're dead. And then these guys in suits from George Romero's The Crazies, or whatever the hell, they come up. And they shoot the girl with a dart, but I don't know if it's poison. I don't know why they just wouldn't shoot with a regular bullet. Why? I mean, I guess I don't know what the deal was with that dart. Why it was a dart? I guess I don't know really. But then I don't know why they shoot her. But then they take the teen kid. They take him away. They don't shoot him. They take him away. I'm like, wait a minute. Why? I don't remember her being hurt or bit. I don't. So they take the teen kid. She's dead. And they try to do this artistic shot where she's lying on the side of the roof and something she had flows down and it covers the two at the bottom like a blanket. And I'm like, wow, this is a shitty ending. A depressing, unneeded ending. And it's like, okay, well, I have no reason to ever watch this film again. And you know what? Yeah, you can make an ending that's not sunshine and roses. John Carpenter has done that. The Thing. They Live, even. But you have to do it the right way. And yes, that's subjective. And it's hard for me to explain. It's just a feeling you get after the movie's over. This, though, again, after the not much happening in the middle, again, remind you of films like 28 Days Later. Just gives you that same feeling. And like I said, doing this. Again, it's like character development stops after doing a decent enough job at the beginning. Again, it's not even like, oh, look at that great gore. Or like the rat monsters. Oh, wow, they look so cool. I don't even remember details on it. Because if it's frenetic. And God, my stomach, I guess, just doesn't like watching this, talk about this film, because it won't shut up. It's just I haven't eaten yet, but I'll do it later. Shut up, stomach. And then you get like a lousy ending that just trying to be dark for whatever reasons. I don't know. Just because. Just lousy. Just, again, unsatisfying ending to an unsatisfying movie. So. But the director would get better. Nick Damici, wasted. He does a good job, but his character literally does get wasted by the end. The lady who plays his daughter does fine as well. Seems like there could be more potential to her character because she's a soldier. She's got like a scar on her face. Maybe there's going to be more development on that. No. There's no, where did the scar come from? Any background on that? Anything of being a soldier that may affect her, good or bad wise? No. Like I said, like in the second half, it's just Eh, just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But with that said, we'll see you guys later. Take care.